All right, let's talk about retiring early with a 72T, a way that you can retire early and not pay the 10% penalty if you're under the age of 59 and a half. So let's talk about it. How do we retire early under the age of 59 and a half and not pay a 10% penalty? Well, one way that you can do that is through a 72T. Now, a 72T is an IRS code that is designed for individuals who retire or leave their job or need income from their retirement accounts under the age of 59 and a half. And it is a very stringent IRS code that must be followed down to the decimal, or the IRS will penalize you heavily. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. Hey, my name is Drew Blackston. I'm a certified retirement counselor, investment advisor representative, and I am your virtual financial advisor, helping you get to retirement, helping you get through retirement, and protecting your ability to stay in retirement. We're talking about retiring early today with a 72T. Now, let's go through some of the attributes of a 72T, and then we'll get into some examples. So, a 72T is mainly for individuals who are under the age of 59 and a half. You're wanting to retire at 55, asking the question, can I retire at 55? Maybe you're wanting to do retirement planning at 50, and most of your money is predominantly in IRAs, simple IRAs, SEP IRAs, or rollover IRAs, okay? So again, mainly IRA money, not 401k. Remember, with a 401k, you can use the rule of 55. Now, a 72T designates that you have to take substantial, equal, periodic payments from your IRA to avoid the 10% penalty. Now, let's talk about what the IRS does if you don't take substantially equal periodic payments for retirement income from your 72T. Every year, you're going to calculate what your payment is going to be out of your 72T. If you mess that up, the IRS says you owe us a 10% penalty for the year that you screwed it up and for all the years that you've had the 72T. So if you've had the 72T for 4 years and you mess up your substantially equal periodic payment in 1 year, they're going to penalize you for all the years that you have had that 72T. So you want to be very, very careful when you are doing your 72T and when you're structuring the retirement income that is coming out of your 72T. So it's very important that you work with a CPA, a tax accountant, call me, a financial advisor, someone who understands retiring early and using 72Ts to retire early. Now, there's 3 methods for calculating your substantially equal periodic payments that are coming out of your 72T or out of your retirement accounts for your retirement income. The first is annuitization, the second is amortization, and the third is required minimum distribution. Now, the most popular that I see in my practice are annuitization and amortization, and we run a specific schedule to get the payments for the clients, and we use the amortization or the annuitization schedule for that, okay? Now, when you take a 72T, you have to take it for 5 years or 59 and a half, whichever is longer, all right? So when you start taking substantially equal periodic payments out of your retirement investing accounts for retirement income, you have to do it for 5 years or 59 and a half, whichever is longer. So let's say you retire early at 57, you have to do your 72T for 5 years. That's age 62, right? 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. So 62 will be the year that you'll start taking from other accounts. If you start your 72T at 52, you retire early at 52, and you take a 72T, you have to do it to 59 and a half, right? 59 and a half is longer than 5 years. So 7 years of retirement income coming out of your 72T. Now, you can split your IRA. So if you've got $1 million in your IRA, you don't have to 72T the whole $1 million. Maybe you don't need that much income. Maybe you only need $30,000 in retirement income. income. You can split your IRA into multiple different IRAs, have one of your IRAs as a 72T where you're getting your retirement income out of, and the other IRAs are still in deferral mode, meaning they're invested, you're still trying to grow those as much as possible, and in the event that the one IRA that you have 72T doesn't provide the amount of retirement income that you need, you can always 72T the other IRA money that you can. That's why it's so important to segment, to have a financial EKG, a financial retirement income plan, to know how much retirement income you're going to need, how long your retirement income is going to last, and when are my other sources of retirement income going to start. So remember, 5 years or age 59 and a half or longer, and you can segment your IRAs, all right? All right, we want to retire early, and we want to use a 72T to retire early. Let me show you an example of how a 72T could help you retire early. So this is Steve. Steve's 56 years old, and Steve's asking the question, can I retire? When can I retire? And can I retire now? Now, all of Steve's assets are in IRA. So he's got $1 million that we've split. $700,000 over here and $300,000 over here. Remember, with a 72T, you can segment your IRAs so that you don't have to use all of the IRA for the 72T. And with Steve, we have figured out how much retirement income he's going to need from his 72T, and so that's the amount of money that we're going to segment. Now, keep in mind, when we're doing analogies on the board, this is not as good as doing an analogy in the software where we put inflation, taxes, market returns. We're just going to use a geometric return for the board, but if we're going to actually do a 72T for a client, we're going to do our due diligence and make sure we get it down to an exact science, because remember, with a 72T, if you screw up the substantially equal periodic payments, you will be fined a 10% penalty in the year that you make the mess up for that year and all the years previously. So we want to make sure that we get it right, as well as we want this retirement income to last for Steve's entire retirement. So we've got $700,000 that's going to stay in IRA deferral, meaning it's going to stay in his retirement investing accounts. We're investing it for retirement. We're not using it for withdrawals because he's under age 59 and a half and he takes money out of his IRA under the age of 59 and a half. He will pay a 10% penalty. So on this money, we've got to wait at least 3.5 years before we can touch it for retirement income. The $300,000 we're going to leave in a 72T, and we're going to start taking income off of it. So at 56, we have $300,000 in a 72T. On that $300,000, it's still invested in the market. So we still have it invested in ETFs. We're still trying to grow it as much as possible. So we're going to assume a 6% rate of return over the next 5 years. Because remember, he has to do the 72T for 5 years or age 59 and a half, whichever is longer. For him at 56, 5 years is longer. 59 and a half is 3.5 years. 5 years would be age 61. So 6% is going to be our rate of return on the retirement investments. We're going to use the amortization schedule with the 72T, which gives us $19,347 annually that he can take from his 72T without the 10% penalty. This is assuming the 5% safe harbor interest rate. Remember, there's a lot that goes into a 72T, which is why you want to work with a CPA, a tax accountant. Call me, your financial advisor, before you try to set this up on your own. Now, after 5 years, taking out the $19,347 per year, earning 6%, just a geometric rate of return, at the end of that time period, he'd have $292,168. Okay, so he's only really down $8,000. He's taken out his income, and he's down about $8,000 overall from this $300,000. Now, the $700,000 is still in the market. It's still earning 6%. We're not taking anything out of it. So after that time period, the $700,000 grows to $936,000. So at 61, we reassess the retirement income plan because now we have $936,000 over here in his IRA, and we have $292,000 in an IRA over here that is done with the 72T. So now we put together a retirement income plan for the combined amounts of money. Remember, we segmented the 72T money so that we wouldn't have to include all of it within the IRA. Now, for a quick example, let's say at 57 or 58, Steve realized that he needed more retirement income. Well, in that case, we could take part of this $700,000 or whatever the value of it is at that time and resegment that for a new 72T if he's under the age of 59 and a half. So if he started a new 72T at 57, it would have to go to 62. If he started a new 72T at 58, it would have to go to 63. All right? So this is how the 72T can help you retire early. So you might want to start thinking about incorporating it into your retirement planning if you're wanting to retire early. All right? Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Bye-bye.